Sephora is going to be having their annual sale, and I figured I would come on here today and share with you some of my favorite products from Sephora that I've either tried in the past or that I have in my current collection. So let's get into some of the things that I've purchased from Sephora that I think are worth it to pick up during the sale. So I went on the Sephora website and actually put everything that I would recommend in my cart. This way I would remember to talk about it. So the very first thing I want to talk about is Guerlain, because Guerlain is so expensive. So my very first high-end foundation was actually the Guerlain foundation, and I loved it so much. The Guerlain foundation is $67 and the concealer is $50. So it is definitely pricey, but it is so good. I love the foundation because I found that it looked really natural on the skin. It was good with my combination skin. However, I had got shade matched and it was not the right shade, especially because the foundation oxidizes a ton. So if you were looking into getting this foundation, definitely go a shade or two lighter. It's a good foundation, but $67 is a lot of money. So speaking of Guerlain, I also want to mention the concealer. I used to use the concealer with it. Now the concealer does not have a really good shade range, at least that I can see on Sephora. On my phone, it only had 3 shades at the time of looking at it, which is not good. So it's definitely not good, and I feel like it leans more on the pink side. So maybe if you have a hard time with concealers and you're looking for one that really helps to cover under eye circles, this is a good one. Again, it didn't match me very well, but it did work really well. I found that I didn't have very much creasing. It wasn't heavy. I didn't need to set it. I really enjoyed it, but for $50, it was a little bit expensive, but it did last me quite a long time. Next up is Tarte. So I actually had a Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in Party. Last Christmas, I actually got some Tarte sets that also included the Tarte Amazonian Clay Party Blush. I love that blush. If you've been wanting to try a higher end blush that is a really good, like, natural, very pretty, very pigmented, that lasts a long time, that's easy to work with, the Amazonian Clay blushes are so good. Trust me, the mini lasts you a long time. So if you're someone who really wants to get another blush, or you were thinking about trying a blush, if you can get it in a mini, I would say to get it in a mini because it lasts forever and you're gonna get your money's worth of the Tarte blushes. They are so good. And whenever I would have dry skin, I didn't find that it would pick up texture or anything like that. It also looked really nice on the eyelids if you wanted to use it as an eyeshadow. The other thing I did want to mention is when it comes to the Tarte sets, if you're looking to give a gift to someone that's like into makeup or skincare, or if you're looking to try out some products from Tarte, their little sets are so good and actually really worth it. The Tarte sets that I received as a gift a couple Christmases ago, I really did enjoy a lot. I tried their mascaras, I tried an under eye brightener, I actually did try the Boost of H2O moisturizer, which I actually also got in a FabFitFun box. You can't go wrong with their skincare and you can't go wrong with trying out some of their makeup. So if you're able to get some of those, I would say to get them. But definitely if you're looking for a really good blush, the Amazonian Clay blushes from Tarte are very good. So 2 things that I currently have here are brushes from Sephora. So about 2 years ago, I actually purchased the Smoky Eye brush set from Sephora and I still have them. I find I can do any eye look with these brushes. They're great, they last a long time, they're really good. And I recently purchased this one here from Sephora again, and it was on sale for $5. The Sephora brushes I find are actually really good, and if you can get them on sale, that's even better. Now here's the thing when it comes to brushes. A lot of YouTubers will say instead of buying a brush set, buy the brushes individually. What I personally think is if you don't have a good base of brushes, buy yourself a brush set and then use them up for like a few months and see what you're missing, and then you can go out and purchase a single concealer brush. And then if you notice you want a different highlighter brush, then you can go out and get a highlighter brush. I think that getting a brush set is a good base to start with, or if you know someone who's getting into makeup, getting a brush set's really, really good. And if you're able to get them on sale, that's even better. But these Sephora brushes, I have personally loved them, and honestly, they're very, very easy to clean. I don't find that the bristles come off at all. Like I said, these have been, I think, 2 years now, and they're still going strong. Next up, I want to talk about the Anastasia. The next thing I want to talk about here is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. Now, for a while, I was using the ColourPop Clear Brow Gel, and I loved it because of how small the applicator was. This one here is actually very, very clear, and if you want your brow hairs to literally like stay in place, it almost feels like a hairspray, like makes them stay in place, this is the way to go. The formula is great. This will make your brow hairs literally stay in place all day long. It's not too heavy, like I don't feel it unless I touch my eyebrows. It's not sticky, it's not too crunchy, it's just holding your brows, which I like. When removing it at night with the makeup remover, it is very easy to come off. The only thing for myself personally is I don't find I have small brows, but I also don't find that I have big brows, and I just find that the applicator for myself personally is just a little bit too big, and I just find that the brush is too long and too thick in my opinion, because I found with the ColourPop one I was really able to get in like the small little curves and everything. With this one, it's just a little bit too big. So I do really like this. If you have bigger brows or if you prefer a bigger applicator, you may really enjoy this. But if you've had your eye on it and you wanted to try it or try a clear brow gel, this is really nice. I just wish that the applicator was a little bit smaller because it's just hard to get in those like little fine like hairs, and you know, eyebrows are just, they're just a pain. But anyway, that's the only thing. I just wish that the brush on it was just a tad smaller. Okay, something that I personally think if you don't have this, you need is the Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray. I have had 3 bottles of this now, and not like full size, but I've had 3 different size bottles of this now, and if I didn't have this one, I would be purchasing one for sure. The Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray is amazing at setting your face makeup. I have had this makeup on now for about 7 hours, and I personally want to thank this. I honestly feel like this is such a really good setting spray to hold everything in. It is, because every time I use this at the end of the night when I go to take my makeup off, it's still there. I don't know how it does it. The only thing is there is alcohol in here, so I don't like to use it too much because it can dry out my skin if I do use it too much. So if I don't need my face to be set some days, I don't, or I am looking into getting one without alcohol in it. But if you find your makeup isn't lasting through the day or you're looking for a good setting spray, try this out. Now, I think you can get 3 sizes of this. So if you don't want to get a big bottle, you can always try a little bottle, or sometimes there are different kits that you can get that includes these. So honestly, if you don't have a setting spray like this and you've been needing a setting spray, wanting a setting spray, put this on your list because I don't think that you'll regret it. A lot of people that I watch really enjoy it, and basically they say the same thing that I do. Like, they absolutely love it, but it may not be like a day-to-day setting spray because of the alcohol in it. But other than that, it's a really good staple to have in your collection for when you do need it. I actually got this in the Sephora makeup must-have set that I purchased. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. It was a really fun video. But this is the Huda Beauty lipstick in First Kiss. Now it is their matte lipstick, and this is $33. I don't think I would ever say that I spent $33 on a lipstick. However, this lipstick is so creamy. It is such a pretty pigmented color. On the lips, it is so nice. It's a matte lipstick, but it doesn't feel matte. It doesn't feel heavy. It just feels so nice on the lips, and I love how it wears also. You can put a nice gloss on top if you want to. I love the packaging of this because it's just like a magnetic closure. So if you've had your eye on these, they are very, very good, especially if you can get them on sale. The next item is going to be the Amika Perk Up Dry Shampoo. Now I actually did a video where I did try the little mini size of it that was $13, and that has been my favorite dry shampoo. I purchased one from the drugstore. I'm not a fan. I am really wanting that dry shampoo, and during the sale that is going to be the first thing that I put in my cart is that dry shampoo. But it honestly doesn't make your hair feel chalky. It doesn't weigh your hair down. I don't find that it really builds up in your hair. It's a really, really nice dry shampoo that just makes your hair feel clean and look good. And I find that out of all the dry shampoos that I've tried, that one has been the most impressive to me. If you're able to get the full bottle and the mini bottle, I feel like that is where you get the most bang for your buck. For sure, the Amica dry shampoo is really something on my list. And if it's something that you were eyeing, I would put it in my cart, because if you can get money off, you might as well get some money off. It's expensive. So, Smashbox. This is not a brand that I hear a lot of, but I hear it from different creators where they mention different products. Now, I actually really loved the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water, I believe is what it was. And I love the Smashbox Photo Finish Blurring Primer. I think that's what it is. It's their Smooth and Blur Primer. I just finished it in empties. I just got a travel size. I have had a sample, I had the full size, and now I have a travel size. That primer I really like. It's like a very silicone type feel. It glides on your skin. I feel like for my skin, it just helps to give it a nice glow and shine. Sometimes I do want something that's more moisturizing, so I don't use it all the time. But for days where I want everything to look blurred and just glide on, that is what I like to use. Now, I find Smashbox, they have some really good products, like I was mentioning, the primer and the primer water. So I like a lot from Smashbox. So definitely, if you had your eye on Smashbox, I would try those. But I seen that they actually had a kit. It is originally $36, which I think is really good for what you're getting, because you're actually getting 4 products. It's their face primer mini set. So you're able to try out their different primers for $36. You're getting 4 of them and the different kinds. So you could really see which one you enjoy and you like. I love the Photo Finish one. I think that is a really good primer for the days that I want that type of primer. And I loved the water for the days that I wanted just a quick prime or something hydrating for my face. Sometimes instead of using the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray, I would go in with the Smashbox Photo Finish water. Is that what it's called? The Smashbox Primer Water. I would go in with the Smashbox Primer Water instead of the All Nighter setting spray, just because I feel like it was just a little bit less intense of a formula. And I really enjoyed it and I liked it. So if you want to try out some different primers, I really did enjoy the Smashbox ones. If you've wanted to try out Smashbox, now is the time. I feel like we hear from them and then we don't hear from them, but I feel like their primers are a staple and a hit, especially for me. This is very new to my collection, but I have to mention this. This is the Nars Orgasm Blush. It is $39. I really like it. I love the packaging. I love how there's a mirror. I love how it has like a nice shift to it. I find it goes with any look that I've done. It looks so natural on the face. If I want highlight, I can add highlight. If I don't want highlight, it still gives a really nice glow. I can build it up if I want to. It's so nice and smooth on the face. I can definitely see a difference between like this one and my e.l.f. ones, because I do only have 2 other blushes and they're from e.l.f. I find the ones from e.l.f. are a lot more powdery and you do need to work with them a little bit more than this one. This one I feel like it's really pressed in there. Like you really have to work to get the color and to build it up, but I like that personally. Now they do also have many other colors of it, and if you don't want to spend the full money on it, because if you're not sure, they actually do have 3 minis. So if you don't want to get a full-size blush, go for a mini. So the minis are $21, so it's a lot less, and you're probably going to use up the product a lot faster than you would a full size, and you have 3 different shade options. So I would honestly check them all out and see, and if there's a color in a mini that you like, I would say to get a mini. Something I don't think I have ever thought I would say, but this is the Charlotte Tilbury lip gloss. Tilbury? Why do I feel like I'm saying that weird? But I got this in the Sephora birthday gift. I chose this as my gift. I got this and a face cream, and the face cream I feel like is okay. Like, it is good, but I don't feel like it's something that I'm jumping out of my way to purchase, where I feel like this is a little bit different. And the reason why is because this gloss is really, really nice and like glossy in a sense of it's nice and thin. It's nice and thin, but it's not too thin and it's not too thick. You get a really nice color. It's not like it's sheer. You get sparkle in there, which I like. It smells good. It's very comfortable on the lips. So I feel like it's a really, really nice formula. And I find that I've tried glosses in the past where they're a little bit messy, they're harder to work with, they're not comfortable on the lips, they're too thick, they're too thin. You don't get much from them, but that's not this. This is completely different. I feel like this is a really nice gloss that you can have on your natural lips, like without anything under, or you could use this as a topper to enhance the lipstick or whatever you have underneath. And the smell is just amazing. So I think if you've been wanting to try some products from Charlotte Tilbury and you're interested in some of them, I would say to get them on sale and maybe get mini versions. Here is the Jaclyn Hill palette. Now, this is the original one. I know that they had reformulated some, so I don't want to talk about this too much. But if you're looking for a gift for someone who's getting into makeup or wants a more luxury palette or a palette with many colors, this has 35 colors, and I feel like you get a really nice variety of colors in here. And I feel like if you're someone who is getting into makeup and you were looking for a good palette, these are really, really nice shades and shadows to work with. You've got some glitters, you've got some mattes, which I like. You can do many different colors. I feel like you could get really good palettes from e.l.f. or ColourPop, but I feel like with those palettes, you have to work with the shimmers and you have to know if it's like a pressed glitter, if it's a loose glitter, if it's a super shock shadow. These here I feel like are just your standard mattes, shimmers. They're very, very easy to work with. So I'm not sure how the new formula is. I've heard that it's okay. I've seen people that have just bought this and they say it's a good palette. So if you're into like this color story, or if you know someone who would like it and you can get it on sale, again, it's a good time. You get 35 shades and it's a nice staple palette. I still have mine. I don't use it as much because I feel like I'm reaching for smaller palettes, but I have a variety of shades if I ever want them, and I know I can just open this up and do many different looks with it. So I wanted to include that in here just very, very briefly and quickly. I know there was a formula change. I get that. I just thought I would mention it. The next one, we're going to talk about Fresh Sugar here. This here are the tinted lip balms. I love these. If you don't have these or if you've never tried them, I would honestly say to try them. I like these a lot because they have a really, really nice subtle tint to them. Some of them are more pigmented, almost like a lipstick, but some of them are a little bit less pigmented. So it really depends on what you want. Now, what I've experienced with these is that they can go bad quickly. So what I would recommend is that you would get the mini ones, or you get like 1 or 2 of the full size and you use them up quickly. I had bought a case of them about 2 years ago, and then I opened them all up, and then by the time I went to finish them within a year, one went bad. So if you're going to pick these up, I would recommend opening maybe one at a time and trying to use it, or only picking up a few. Now, what I've seen online, which I thought was really, really cool, is actually a set of them. You can actually get the Sugar Lip Moisturizing Trio for $34. You actually get Mint Rush, you get Sugar Rose, which is this one, and Sugar Lip. Now, I've tried the Sugar Rose and the Sugar Lip. The Sugar Lip is just a clear one. The Sugar Rose has a very, very subtle pink little tint to it, and the mint one, I'm not sure, probably tastes like mint or smells like it. But They are really good at hydrating the lips while giving a little bit of tint or shine or glossiness, I should say. They're really, really nice lip balm. I would get them again for sure, but like I said, I wouldn't get a ton of them. I think I got 5 or 6 in the tin, but I wouldn't open them all up again like I did. I just wanted to let you guys know that. You don't need to be precise with anything, and they look really good and they feel so good on the lips. 2 more products here. So the next product I'm gonna actually talk about is the Hot Buttered Rum by Too Faced. Now you're probably saying they don't have this one. You're correct. The one that they have this year is actually the Salted Caramel. Now I wanted to talk about this because I purchased this last year because I really, really wanted it, and I know that sometimes Too Faced is a hit or miss with their products. I've heard that, I've seen swatches, and I get that. But I wanted to talk about this because the Salted Caramel one really calls my name a lot, and if it's anything like this one, I use this all the time. This shadow here, I am so close to panning. This is my most used shadow out of all of my shadows. I use it all the time. This is my most used palette. I probably use this once or twice a week. I use it all the time. I love it. Not just this season, year round. I like how it's small. I like how it has a mirror. I like how you have a variety of colors, and I am able to use this and create looks with this year round. They have shades for it. That's why I wanted to mention it, because I feel like with the Salted Caramel one, you would be able to do the same thing. So if it's the same formula, and if you're looking for something similar to this one, or you've been wanting to try out their 8 pan palettes, I would say to try it. I love mine. It was worth every penny. I think I paid $33 for it last year or something like that. And I love it. I don't regret it. I'm considering picking up the other one. I love it a lot, so I really wanted to mention that. The last product, I don't know if I should have left this as the last product, but we're just going to talk about this briefly again. This is the KVD Locket Setting Powder. This has been my most favorite setting powder that I've tried from Sephora. I tried a few samples, and I also tried the Laura Mercier one. But the KVD one, when it was Kat Von D, was my favorite one. I don't know if there's been a formula change. I haven't tried it since they switched over. So if any of you have, let me know in the comments down below. But I will say that was honestly my favorite setting powder. And if it's still the same formula, that is a good one to get. It really helped with setting my under eyes. It really helped setting my face. I feel like it had the right tint and undertone to it for my skin. And I also, here comes the heat. I'm literally almost done. But anyway, I feel like it was just the perfect setting powder. It was so finely milled. You didn't need to use a lot. A little went a long way. It felt so good on the skin. It didn't make anything look cakey. So if you've had this since it switched, since it's KVD, let me know in the comments down below if it's the same as when it was Kat Von D. I would get the mini size for $21 because, again, setting powder takes a long time for me to go through, but I have been enjoying my e.l.f. one, so I don't think I'm purchasing it, but I did want to just find out if any of you know if it's the same formula or not. That is it from me. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. That's everything that I currently have in my collection or had from Sephora that I really wanted to mention. So I really hope that this helped. If it did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below if you are picking anything up from the sale. I may pick up a couple things here and there, but I feel like since I got the makeup must-haves, I'm pretty set with my makeup collection right now. If you want to see a makeup collection video, let me know. It's not a big makeup collection. It's pretty small and curated, but if you'd like to see that, let me know in the comments down below. You can go follow me on my social media, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.